Okay, so here we go. Is that the same as for the people that were cutting with scissors? This is what we're going to make, and as I said, I haven't actually sewn the scap together, which will put it all nice and straight. We're going to make this, but we're going to make it with applique instead of embroidery, and we're going to do the lay down stitch on our ordinary machine, and I'm going to show you how. But first off, we need to cut the shapes. Now, this video is geared towards people that have a cutting machine. So first thing you need to do is download the overall placement file so that you know how it's all going to go together in the end. And secondly, what I printed out, I use a Cameo machine, so I printed out the Studio 3 file. There is an SVG file as well, so you can use that to proportionate your stuff on your mat. Okay, we're nearly ready to go. So here we are. Alright, so, oh, hang on, I'm stuck. Right. I have printed out the Studio 3 file. You'll be able to do the same with SVG. Now, I need to say to you that within your program, because you're just doing it, well, the program doesn't think you actually want to print it out. So the line thickness is set at 0.0, which means you just get blank pages out of your printer machine. So you need to go in and highlight the groupings and change it. These lines I put at 1.25, yeah. Then I could print it out. And the reason why I do this is so I know how big a bit of fabric I need. Now, as you can see, I've literally got scraps. These are just scraps, but I wanted a green, a brown, a red, and a white, yeah? So I'm going to just cut these pieces so I know I got enough, yeah? And then I'm going to go and iron and best press them. So I'm opening up a bit of brown, yeah? God, the donkey's is old. Oh, covered in bits and bobs I've used before. Now, what do I want? Is that going to be, you know, because I'm a bit... Oh, yeah, that's going to be wide enough, see, isn't it? Right, so now I can... You see how I can plop it on top of the paper and say, well, that's what I want, right? So then I can... Well, I suppose... Yeah, I go for there and I can say, well, the end of it is here. So keeping my finger on the end of it, I can take the paper out of the way and put that on that mark there and say, well, I want to come straight down, yeah, and go across. So I got a piece that'll fit that, yeah. So that's going to fit that. Boom. Then, oh, look at this. For the green, I only want, what's that? I only want a titch bit, don't I? I only want a titch bit for the green. Have I got any cut ends that I don't like? Oh, yeah. Right, so here, I only want a titch. So I'm going to cut there and cut there. Excuse me. That's all I want for the green. Get rid of that. Now the red, go look at that as well and say, well, you know, and these are literally scraps. You know, bits left over. Oh, I don't want to, not use that end. Not, I got salvages both ends, so I'm gonna cut off salvages lay that over the fabric, lay that over my picky wicky, and say, well, you know, I don't want to be encroaching on the white, so best I want is there, and most I want is there. So off the paper, it'll come down, and look at it and say, well, that's enough. So cut a scrap off of there. So I got the red. Then I'm going to take my white. Some of it is a bit dirty. I don't need very much. What do I need? I want to... Right, so I want to get rid of some of it. So I got a decent place to start. And I want to come up from my red. So that's going to cover that bit. So I can just chop that. And chop that. I don't need to best press that because I already have. But you see how that fits now over that. That's fine. The other bits I am going to go and spray, because I know I've already done that one. I'm going to go and spray with best press, and then we'll come back. So now I got my white. It's going to fit over there. I got my red. Oh, cough. Crap, because we definitely don't need extra fibres. It's going to fit over there. I got my brown, it's huge. Oh, again, just get rid of excess fibres that I don't want stuck to my mat. So I got my brown that's going to fit over there, and I've got my green that's going to fit over there. Right, so I know those pieces are going to work, right? So now what I need to do is bring over my mat, my cutting mat, while I've got my file open, because that gives me my grid of where these should fit, yeah? And then align them accordingly. This is only like a rough guide for how much fabric do you need. So the next thing I need to do with these scraps of fabric that I best pressed, and I can go away now because that's served its purpose, okay, is get my heat and bond, okay. Right, so just in case you haven't watched the previous video, when people were cutting out by hand, here's a piece of Wonder Web, right? It's like greaseproof paper on the back, and it's a very, very scarce covering of glue. I don't use it. Heat and Bond light. I'll show you this on the video again. It's called Heat and Bond light. Yeah, that's what I use, and it comes in a roll. I don't know whether you can or you can't see it, but it's got a gluey sheen to it because there's much more glue. So what I do now for our bits, I'll get some to hold it out the way, yeah. Find, what did I do with it? Here we are. Find my strips of material. Okay, I think that red's going to fit on there very nicely, thank you. So I am cutting off. Once I've cut it off, I will trim it because I don't want glue on the base of my iron. So I will just trim it to as best as I can fit the fabric, yeah. So there's the red. Okay, that's ready to go. And then I want, let's do the big bit first. Bit of brown. I know this is oversized, but it's better to waste than want, isn't it, when it comes to something like this. Alright, so That's more or less correct. So I'll just whack off the excess. So that's the brown, and then what do we need next? The green. Oh, hello, get on there. Right, so I cut in the green. That's going to get bonded to that. And the last thing I want on my bit of, oh, that's quite nice, on my bit of fabric is white. Mind your fingers while you do this. And as I say, I don't want to have my iron mocked up. So put it back on the gluey side and cut that bit off. So I've got a few bits of scrap. Right, so they're all ready now. I can go and I can put my bond away, and I can go and seal this to the heat and bond with the iron on a cotton setting for 5 seconds. Right, cotton setting, 5 seconds, and I will just adhere all of these pieces. So I'm going back to my silhouette file, and this is exactly what you can do once you've brought this into your Cricut or brought it into your scan and cut. Yeah, then you can move things around to suit yourself. Now I know how I cut the fabric because I did it on a temporary printout, so I know I got a fabric. But what I am concerned with, because I don't want to overcut things, is this grouping. Yeah, I want to bring down the mat. I'm going to bring it down the mat because it doesn't matter, because they're separate individual little bits and bobs. So I can say, well, let's bring that down to 5. I'll bring it over, but I'm bringing it down to 5. Yeah, that's quite a large bit of white, so I might take that group in and bring it over to 5. Yeah, 5 that way round. It's more than an inch, that's fine. And I might take this group in, yeah, and just bring that down to 4, right? So when I'm looking at it now, I know I got a fabric to cover it all. So starting at 1 and going to 3 and just 2 down is going to cover that. But I know now that my green piece, I want to start at the 5 line, at the top, but at the 5 line. I also know now that I want to start the red underneath the 4, so the 5 line. Yeah, I want the material to start underneath the 4, and with the brown I want the material to start underneath the 3 and to the side of the 4, right? So I know where I should be sticking it on my mat, so I'm going to keep this open while I'm positioning it on my mat. Right, so I bought my newly rejuvenated mat over. I'll put a link underneath to show you how to rejuvenate your mat. But I swear to God, this mat is about 4 years old. And I'm going to take off the wax paper. I'm hoping it's not going to be too flipping sticky. It's really... See, the more it matures, the stickier it gets. But I'm hoping it's not going to be too sticky to pull off my bits and bobs. So looking at oh, I've got to open that back up. But looking at my mat of where things should be, I'm just taking a pin now and scoring the paper back, which will then allow me to bend it and pull it, yeah? So I can take the paper off the back. Can you see the glue? Yeah? I really do need now to get my studio file up so I can see exactly what I did say just now. Alright, okay, so I said starting at 1 1 with this, right? So, looking for the squarest edge, I am gonna, ooh, I think it's a bit too sticky. I flipping out not, so I'm not gonna press it down, I'm gonna pat it, right? And then, my green, I want to start at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5. Okay, so again, take my pin and score it, and rip off the paper. So then on my mat, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to put my green there, right? Okay. And then what's the next thing then? My red, I said I want to put under 4, right? So again, score the paper so that I can bend it and pull it off. And as you can see with all of these, lovely coating with glue, under 4. So, under the 4 line, right? And then the last one, naturally, is the brown. I'm just going to score that and bend it so that I can peel off the paper off my brown. See all this lovely glue. And where do I want to put that? I want that to start at 1, 2, 3, under 3, but past 4. Right, under 3, but past 4. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Under 3 and past 4. Okay, so now I put my fabric down where I know it's going to cut it correctly. So the next thing is to send this to cut. I don't know if you know how to do that, so I'll just do that and show you on screen and then cut it and then come back to you. Okay, so here's our mat in the layout that we designated just now. On my setup, my page, I've got my cameo. Ooh, I haven't turned it on. Just a moment. As I was saying, turn the machine on now. So I believe this is all correct. Cameo, portrait mat. It says medium height is custom, but I would say it was at A4. I don't think that makes any flipping difference to it, does it? Camera, portrait, medium size A4, blah, 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 blah. Right, okay. So let's go now to send. So this is ready to send to the machine. Now it's going to work through it. And then what it does is it highlights everything it's going to cut in red. I don't know so much that these eyebrows are going to work. I really don't. they're too small, to be honest. Doesn't matter because we can work around that. Now, I'd say my fabric is thin cotton print. That's correct. I'm also going to say I'm going to use Action Auto, which is cut. I'm using the Auto blade. Cut. It should be on 3, yeah? And all these settings I agree with, but I want it to do 2 passes. Oh, that's 3. I want it to do 2 passes, okay? That's what I would like it to do. Now it's telling me the carrier is ready, so all I need to do now is to put in the mat and then press send, and it should cut it. I hope. So this is with a bit of a hope and a prayer. I'm just going to get my tools down because is my mat too sticky? Did it cut out correctly? Because you can't see, can you, at the moment? So I just need a couple of bits and bobs. Now, with the white, that's good. Oh, that's good. There's 2 eyes. Lovely. Have I got a pudding? Oh, and a little square. Yes. Yes, yes, no, yes. Well, yes. Oh, there I go. So there's me pudding. Loving it. So far, so good. I'm just going to pick up an edge. I know. Ooh, it is very, very sticky, this mat. There's my 2 green leaves. Right, this. There's my smiley faces and what have yous. And hopefully, stickier than I thought it would be. Right, so here's my bits for the eyes. I'm leaving sticky behind. Not good. Let me see how this goes. My pudding's coming out. I thought I might have trouble. Yeah, I knew it. What should have been here were the eyebrows. I can see that's not happening for me, right? Those eyebrows, with all the will in the world, we're not going to come out. Okay. My mat is extremely sticky, so now I need to get a little tub like this and carefully, these are the bits I do want, so carefully lift them. Yeah, making sure I still got the glue attached. Right, there's the pudding. And it was tiny, but I do want that tiny little square as well. I do want it. I might not in the end. Oh, and I can't get rid of it. Right, that's that little tiny square. And then these are the eyeballs. One. Get in there. Get off me. One. Two. The mouth. Feet. Three cherries. Or three. Where did he go? Three cherries. In my box. Eyeballs. Eyes. Get in there. Eyes. Get in there. The pudding. This is where it may be. Let's do the Ollie first. I got under that. Ollie. Got under that. Ollie. Oh, my back's killing me now. So, and I'm straight here, which I don't want to be. So, let me see if I can, get under a good bit. Oh. Get you. I had a bit over there, which I could, gotta be careful now. I should pick it up. So you're not. Oh. Bit too sticky, this mat. I might have to do this brown again. I'm having a go, but see how sticky it is on this mat. Brilliant mat. Maybe too damn sticky. Yeah, I lost some on that, didn't I? I lost some. So, can you see on my mat? Yeah. I lost some on that. So I may have to redo that brown, up here where it's less sticky. Because that shape's not what I wanted it to be. But I got a real sticky mat, which is going to last me quite a long time. So, even though it's still real sticky. So I might have to do the brown again. So yes, I need to cut another bit of brown. I've just found another new piece of fabric that I'm going to do the brown with for the pudding. But having cut that in exactly the same format as we did before, you can see in my pot are all the shapes that we need now to lay down as our applique. So we have in actual fact caught up with the peeps that have done it the old-fashioned way and cutting it out with scissors. In part 3, we're going to bring these two ways of doing it together and actually lay down the applique on our backing fabric, and I'll show you how to do that all in one go.